Hello, it's me, itzanowski. And today we are in our rehearsal room. We just finished some recordings for one of our bands with clean vocals, actually. But I wanted to take the opportunity and, not really make a tutorial, but let's say show you how I learned how to do false chord growls or screams, how you want to call it. Yeah, so disclaimer right at the beginning, I am not a professional. I am not a vocal coach by any means, but I started learning how to do these in my mid-20s, so I think around 6 years ago. And I just wanted to share how I got there, and maybe it's helpful for you, because I find with, singing, but also especially, screaming, it's helpful to hear different stories and try it in different ways, because I think while someone can give you instructions, it's really important that you know how it feels, that you feel it's right, and nobody else can tell you that. So you have to figure out what feels right for you and what doesn't. As a general rule, if you do something, if you try something out and it doesn't hurt, that's a good sign. If you do something and you think, well, that sounded really cool, but immediately your throat hurts and everything, you should stop. Of course, you can produce sounds that sound really cool, that, don't follow any techniques and stuff. But the thing is, you won't be able to do it for a long time, and you will damage your vocal cords and you damage stuff in there. And that's bad, generally. Because I assume you would want to do this for a longer time. So, as I said, I am not a vocal coach, but I do these kind of vocals in 2 bands, and I never had any issues, after shows, or even if sometimes we rehearse like both of the bands on the same evening. So sometimes I'm like doing this for 2 to 3 hours, and I don't have any issues with my throat. So I assume I'm doing this with some kind of technique. But okay, let me show you what it sounds like, because maybe you're not interested in that sound at all. Yeah, I usually do kind of like, I would say, mid to high false chord screams. Something like, tree! So that is my, let's say, most comfortable sound, tone, whatever. And, with the same technique, you can also do lower ones. So like, no, just as an example. Yeah, let's get into it and subscribe. So very important, before you really start with that, you have to warm up. And I'm notoriously bad at doing this, so I know warming up is extremely important. And I do it. I just don't tend to do it, very long. But my favorite exercise is this one, the lip roll. So I usually do that for a couple of minutes, like, I don't know, on in the car. So it's like, and I do that for some time. So there are a lot of different vocal exercises. I think I said it in another video already. There are really nice ones, like Jacob's Vocal Academy or something. There's different ones. You can do some scales up and down and stuff like that. But that lip roll, I love that, especially for these types of vocals, because my next point is breath support is everything. And that sounds really boring. It sounds like a lot of technique, but for real, it's the foundation. And this is something, like, if, in my opinion, once you figured out how to get to that sound, how to produce it with your throat, it's easy. You do that and you practice that. But what you also have to practice is your breath support, because that will make it stronger and you can go for longer. That is super important, and we will get to that, and how shit it sounds if you're not able to do that. But let's get into the interesting part. How did I figure out how to do that sound? And I think this is quite common. So I actually went to a teacher because I was afraid of, not figuring out like when I did it wrong and really damaging everything. And he showed me that technique that I also found online. that is, trying to sigh. So like trying to imagine you're really fucking annoyed and you're like, and you go like, and you in the beginning it's just that, and that is basically already it. And you try to reproduce it. You try to do that sound without it hurting in any kind of way, and you just try to figure out how to sustain it for longer. And there we have breath support again. Yeah, so this is how I got there. So I think there are also other possibilities. I don't know about them. This is the one I tried. So actually with the teacher, we figured out that I could produce it sound like this. I understood how to do it. And then we had regular singing lessons because I guess, me just growling at him for an hour was quite boring. But, in the beginning, it sounded like shit, especially like if I try to cover a song or something because I did not have the breath support. I will try to do it badly just to show you how it sounds and how important it is, but let's see. So, you hear that? Like as soon as I let go of that support and those muscles, it just goes like I crack up and it's like, and we don't want that. I don't know if you can see that, but like as soon as I start that sound, I tense up everything, like all of my ab muscles basically just go like that. Okay, I actually decided to show you my little belly because I think this might be helpful for some because I'm talking about like engaging your core muscles all the time. But that's my belly like this. And if I start screaming now, observe what happens. So it's like trees, da! And do you see that? So it really tenses up and I'm using all of these muscles here. And that's really important. So really try to feel that. There are tons of tutorials, I think, how to support your breath. And many like say, okay, no, it's not just, having your muscles really tense, but I think it's more or less that, at least for growl screams. We just finished recording clean vocals. Clean vocals, in my opinion, are much more complicated and difficult, but, that's different for everyone. But there you have maybe a bit more nuance, but for really powerful screams and to sustain them, try to engage your core muscles and try to do it very long. So sometimes I just try to, sustain that lip roll and just, hum some kind of song. So, and just try to go along with it as long as I can. I won't do it as I think it's boring if I do that. But so you remember lip roll, just try to do it as long as you can. Take a deep breath, like not that exaggerated, but take a breath, do it again. Do it again. Now try the growl. Try to hold it. And you're basically there. So regarding breath support, so I said really engage your core muscles. And that is true for me if I do these mid-high pitched screams. Sometimes I find it, really helpful to loosen them up a little bit to get to the slower ones. So instead of trees, if you go like, I tend to not tense them up that much, if that makes sense. So the higher I go, the more I engage those muscles, the lower I get. So if you find like you cannot really go down and it's difficult for you, try to play around with that. So just like I said, try everything out. And if it sounds good and if it doesn't hurt, it's probably all right. And then you can go from there. Yeah, let's see if we can actually see a difference, because usually when I do this, I'm not looking at my belly. So let's see if we can see a difference in high pitch and low growls. So let's do it in the middle again. Trees, tree, tree, So yeah, I can see a little bit of a difference. So this was for educational purposes. No fat shaming, please. No body shaming. Thank you very much. And let's go back to my face. Yeah, so like I said, I'm not a vocal coach. I can link, some music where I do vocals, so you can, listen to the music and not just me doing trees. But one of my favorite channels for vocals is Chris Liepe. I love his videos because he's also not afraid to, look silly or sound silly. And I think his explanations are really cool. So if you want to watch an actual pro, an actual vocal coach, I would encourage you to check out his channel. I will also link it below because I just like the videos. If you found that helpful in any way, consider subscribing, like the video, and leave in the comments, like if you can already do it, how you got there, like different techniques, how you found out how to do that, what it feels like for you in the throat. And also, I did not talk about fry screams in this video because I just recently found out how to do them. And I don't feel qualified to speak on that, and I don't really use it yet. I only do this technique. So, yeah, I won't say anything about that. But yeah, see you in the next one, and bye. No bonus cat today, I'm sorry. Bye.